Hello again, and welcome back to the Royal English Podcast. Today, we are going to talk about something that is essential in every part of life: how to communicate effectively. Because let's be honest, many people struggle to express their thoughts clearly. Others find it hard to listen and understand others. Miscommunication often leads to conflict and misunderstandings. So, in today's episode, I will show you what effective communication really means, why communication skills are important, the biggest mistakes people make when communicating, simple ways to improve your communication skills. If you are ready, let's begin. What is effective communication? Effective communication is not just about talking. It's about expressing your thoughts clearly and understanding others. It includes 3 key elements. 1. Speaking clearly. Using simple words and organizing your thoughts. 2. Active listening. Paying full attention when others speak. 3. Body language. Using gestures and expressions to support your message. When you combine these 3 elements, your communication becomes more powerful. Why is communication important? Good communication is important in every area of life. At work, it helps you share ideas, solve problems, and work in a team. In relationships, it helps you build trust and avoid misunderstandings. In daily life, it helps you express yourself and connect with people. The better you communicate, the more successful and confident you become. Common communication mistakes. Many people struggle with communication because they make simple mistakes. Here are 3 of the biggest ones. 1. Talking too much and not listening. Some people focus too much on what they want to say. They interrupt others. They don't listen carefully. They wait for their turn to speak instead of truly understanding. Solution: practice active listening. Focus on the speaker before responding. Ask questions to show interest. Pause before answering to ensure you understand. 2. Using unclear or complicated words. Some people use long or confusing words, making their message hard to understand. Solution: use simple and clear language. Organize your thoughts before speaking. If needed, give examples to explain your ideas. 3. Ignoring body language. Your words are important, but your body language also sends a message. If your face looks bored, people might think you are not interested. If you cross your arms, people might think you are defensive. Solution: make eye contact when speaking. Use open and friendly gestures. Match your facial expressions to your words. How to improve your communication skills. The good news is that communication is a skill you can practice and improve. Here are 3 simple ways to start. 1. Practice speaking slowly and clearly. 2. Listen carefully before responding. 3. Pay attention to body language. In the next episode, we will go deeper into these techniques and how to apply them in real life. Final thoughts for today. So, what have we learned today? Effective communication includes speaking clearly, listening actively, and using body language. Good communication helps in work, relationships, and daily life. Common mistakes include not listening, using unclear words, and ignoring body language. Simple habits like speaking clearly and listening carefully can improve your communication skills. So today, choose one communication skill to practice. And remember, communication is not just about speaking, it's about connecting. Thank you for joining me in today's episode. This is Anna, and you've been listening to the Royal English Podcast. We will go deeper into practical techniques that will help you become a better communicator. How to speak clearly and confidently. How to improve your listening skills. How to use body language effectively. Because let's be honest, many people struggle to express their thoughts. Others feel nervous when speaking in front of others. Some people listen, but they don't really understand. So, in today's episode, I will show you simple ways to improve your communication skills. If you are ready, let's begin. How to speak clearly and confidently. Have you ever struggled to explain something? Maybe people asked you to repeat yourself. Maybe they misunderstood your point. Maybe you felt nervous and forgot what to say. The good news is that speaking clearly is a skill you can practice. Here are 3 ways to improve. 1. Organize your thoughts before speaking. If you start speaking without a clear idea, your words might be confusing. Solution. Before speaking, take a second to think about what you want to say. If explaining something complex, break it into smaller parts. Use short and simple sentences. 2. Control your tone and pace. If you speak too fast, people may not understand. If you speak too slowly, people may lose interest. Solution. Speak at a natural pace, not too fast, not too slow. Use a friendly and confident tone. Practice pausing between sentences to let your words sink in. 3. Use examples and stories. People remember stories more than facts. If you want to explain something clearly, give an example. For example, instead of saying, "Good communication is important," say, "Imagine 2 co-workers. One explains things clearly, and the other always confuses people. Who do you think will succeed?" Stories and examples make your message stronger. How to improve your listening skills. Good communication is not just about speaking well, it's also about being a good listener. Many people hear words, but don't really listen. Here are 3 ways to improve your listening skills. 1. Give full attention. If you are thinking about what to say next while someone is speaking, you are not really listening. Solution. Focus on the speaker, not your response. Put away distractions like your phone. Make eye contact to show you are engaged. 2. Use active listening techniques. Active listening means making sure you truly understand the speaker. Solution. Nod or give small verbal responses like "I see" Or, that makes sense. Ask follow-up questions to get more details. Paraphrase what the speaker said to confirm understanding. For example, if someone says, "I'm having a hard time at work," you can respond, "So you're feeling stressed because of work challenges?" This shows you are really listening. 3. Don't interrupt. Some people listen just to reply. They interrupt before the speaker finishes. This makes the other person feel unheard. Solution: let the speaker finish before you respond. If you have a question, wait for a pause in the conversation. Respect their point of view, even if you disagree. Good listening builds strong relationships. How to use body language effectively. Your words are important, but body language is just as powerful. Sometimes people say one thing, but their body language says another. For example, if someone says, "I'm happy," but they look upset, do you believe them? Here are 3 ways to use body language effectively. 1. Make eye contact. Eye contact shows confidence and engagement. Solution: when speaking, look at the listener instead of looking down. When listening, make eye contact to show interest. 2. Use open and positive gestures. Crossed arms can look defensive. Looking away too much can seem uninterested. Solution: use open gestures. Keep your arms relaxed. Face the person directly to show engagement. 3. Match facial expressions with words. If you are giving good news, smile. If you are discussing something serious, keep a neutral but focused expression. Your face should match your message. Final thoughts for today. So, what have we learned today? Speaking clearly requires organizing thoughts, controlling tone, and using examples. Good listening means giving full attention, using active listening, and not interrupting. Body language is a powerful tool in communication. Practicing these skills can make you a better communicator. So today, try one of these techniques in your conversations. And remember, communication is a skill. The more you practice, the better you become. Thank you for joining me in today's episode. This is Anna, and you've been listening to the Royal English Podcast. We will go even deeper. How to build strong communication habits. How to express yourself in difficult conversations. How to improve your communication in different situations. Because let's be honest, many people struggle to communicate under pressure. Some find it hard to express their thoughts in a professional way. Others avoid difficult conversations because they don't know how to handle them. So, in today's episode, I will show you practical ways to improve your communication skills in everyday life. If you are ready, let's begin. How to build strong communication habits. And communication is not about learning a few tricks. It's about building daily habits that make you a better communicator. Here are 3 habits to practice every day. 1. Think before you speak. Many people speak without thinking. This can lead to misunderstandings, unclear messages, or even hurt feelings. Solution: before speaking, take a moment to organize your thoughts. if you are responding to something emotional, take a deep breath first. If needed, write down key points before an important conversation. Clear thinking leads to clear speaking. 2. Practice empathy. Good communication is not just about expressing yourself. It's also about understanding others. Solution. Before responding, try to see things from the other person's perspective. Use phrases like, "What I understand how you feel," or "That makes sense." Show kindness and patience, even when you disagree. Empathy makes conversations more meaningful. 3. Ask more questions. Some people focus too much on talking and not enough on listening. Asking questions shows that you care and want to understand. Solution. Instead of just giving your opinion, ask, "What do you think?" If something is unclear, ask for clarification. Use open-ended questions like, "Can you tell me more about that?" Good communicators ask, listen, and learn. How to handle difficult conversations. Not all conversations are easy. Sometimes you need to give feedback, set boundaries, or deal with conflict. Here's how to handle difficult conversations effectively. 1. Stay calm and control your emotions. When emotions take over, communication becomes harder. Solution. Take a deep breath before responding. If you feel angry or upset, pause before speaking. Use a calm and respectful tone, even in tough situations. Staying calm helps you communicate clearly. 2. Use I statements instead of you statements. You statements can sound like blame and make people defensive. For example, "You never listen to me." This may cause a negative reaction. Instead, use an I statement. "I feel unheard when I don't get a chance to share my thoughts." This makes the conversation more constructive. 3. Focus on solutions, not just problems. Difficult conversations should lead to understanding and improvement. Solution. Instead of just pointing out the problem, suggest solutions. For example, instead of saying, "This isn't working," try saying, "How can we improve this?" Keep the conversation positive and focused on moving forward. Good communication is about finding solutions, not just expressing frustration. How to communicate effectively in different situations. Communication happens everywhere, at work, at home, with friends, and even online. Here are 3 tips for different situations. 1. Communicating at work. Professional communication is different from casual conversations. Solution. Be clear and direct in emails and meetings. Listen carefully to instructions and ask for clarification if needed. Be polite and professional, even when giving feedback. Good workplace communication leads to better teamwork and success. 2. Communicating in relationships. Whether with family, friends, or a partner, communication is key. Solution. Express appreciation. Tell people when they do something good. Talk openly about feelings instead of assuming the other person knows. Be a good listener. Sometimes, people just need someone to hear them. Healthy relationships are built on good communication. 3. Communicating online. Text messages and social media don't include tone or body language. This can lead to misunderstandings. Solution: think before you type. Once something is online, you can't take it back. Use polite and respectful language. Avoid unnecessary arguments. If a message seems unclear, ask for clarification instead of assuming. Online communication should be as thoughtful as face-to-face conversations. Final thoughts for today. So, what have we learned today? Good communication is built on daily habits, like thinking before speaking, showing empathy, and asking questions. Difficult conversations require staying calm, using I statements, and focusing on solutions. Effective communication looks different at work, in relationships, and online, but the core skills are the same. So today, try one of these techniques in your conversations. We are going to focus on something even more powerful: how to handle misunderstandings and conflicts, how to give and receive constructive feedback, how to build long-term communication skills for success. Because let's be honest, misunderstandings happen in every relationship, at work, at home, and in friendships. Many people avoid giving feedback because they don't want to hurt others. Good communication is not just about speaking well. It's about handling tough situations with confidence. So, in today's episode, I will show you how to communicate effectively in challenging situations. If you are ready, let's begin. How to handle misunderstandings and conflicts. No matter how good a communicator you are, misunderstandings will happen. Someone may misinterpret your words. You may disagree with a coworker or friend. A small mistake can turn into a big argument. The key is knowing how to fix misunderstandings before they get worse. Here are 3 strategies to resolve conflicts effectively. 1. Stay calm and listen first. When people feel misunderstood, they often become defensive. But reacting emotionally can make the situation worse. Solution: take a deep breath before responding. Let the other person explain their perspective fully. Show that you are listening by nodding and using phrases like "I see" or "I understand." For example, instead of saying, "That's not what I meant," "You misunderstood me," say, "I see that we have a misunderstanding. Let's clarify what happened." A calm response helps keep the conversation productive. 2. Ask questions to understand the other person's point of view. Sometimes, conflicts happen because we assume instead of asking. Solution: instead of guessing what the other person thinks, ask directly. Use open-ended questions like, "Can you tell me more about how you see this?" Repeat what they said to confirm understanding. "So you're saying that you felt left out because I didn't include you in the decision." Asking questions leads to better understanding and faster solutions. 3. Find a win-win solution. The goal of communication is not to win, but to find a solution that works for both sides. Solution. Focus on common ground instead of differences. Suggest compromises. How about we try this approach instead? Stay respectful, even if you don't fully agree. Good communicators turn conflicts into opportunities for better understanding. How to give and receive constructive feedback. Feedback is a key part of communication. Good feedback helps people improve, but bad feedback can hurt relationships. Here's how to give and receive feedback effectively. 1. Use the sandwich method when giving feedback. Many people feel uncomfortable receiving criticism. A good way to give feedback is to balance positives and areas for improvement. Solution. Start with something positive. I appreciate the effort you put into this project. Give constructive feedback. One thing that could make it even better is end with encouragement. I know you'll do great with this adjustment. This method makes feedback easier to accept and act on. 2. Be specific, not vague. Vague feedback doesn't help anyone improve. For example, instead of saying, "Your presentation wasn't good," say, "Your presentation had great content, but speaking a little slower will make it easier for the audience to follow." Being specific makes feedback useful. 3. When receiving feedback, listen with an open mind. Many people feel defensive when receiving feedback, but feedback is an opportunity to grow. Solution. Instead of reacting emotionally, focus on learning. Ask questions. Can you give me an example of what I could improve? Say, "Thank you," even if you don't fully agree. This shows professionalism. Good communicators know how to give and receive feedback without damaging relationships. How to build long-term communication skills for success. Communication is a skill that improves over time. Here are 3 daily habits to become a better communicator. 1. Practice active listening every day. Make it a habit to fully focus when someone is speaking. Avoid distractions like checking your phone while listening. Show that you are engaged by nodding, making eye contact, and responding appropriately. Listening well makes you a stronger communicator. 2. Expand your vocabulary and expressions. The more words you know, the better you can express yourself. Solution. Read books, articles, and watch educational videos. Learn new ways to say things clearly and professionally. Practice rephrasing sentences to improve clarity. For example, instead of saying, "I think it's good," try saying, "This approach is effective because..." A strong vocabulary helps you communicate with confidence. 3. Reflect on your daily conversations. At the end of the day, think about how your conversations went. Ask yourself, did I listen actively? Did I express my thoughts clearly? How can I improve for next time? Self-reflection helps you become a better communicator every day. Final thoughts for today. So, What have we learned today? Handling misunderstandings requires staying calm, asking questions, and finding solutions. Giving and receiving feedback effectively helps build better relationships. Long-term communication skills improve with active listening, vocabulary growth, and self-reflection. So today, try using one of these techniques in your conversations. And remember, great communication is not just about talking. It's about connecting, understanding, and growing. Thank you for joining me in today's episode. This is Anna, and you've been listening to the Royal English Podcast. We are going to focus on something even more powerful: how to communicate effectively in leadership roles, how to inspire and motivate others with your words, how to use emotional intelligence to improve your communication. Because let's be honest, strong communication is a key skill for any leader. Many people struggle to express their ideas in a way that inspires others. Leadership is not just about giving instructions. It's about building relationships and trust. So, in today's episode, I will show you how to communicate like a great leader. If you are ready, let's begin. How to communicate effectively as a leader. Leadership is not about controlling people. It's about guiding and inspiring them. It's about making sure your message is clear and motivating. Here are 3 ways to improve your leadership communication. 1. Be clear, not confusing. Many leaders make the mistake of using complicated words and long speeches. This makes it hard for people to understand and follow instructions. Solution: keep your messages simple and direct. Focus on key points instead of unnecessary details. Use examples and stories to explain your ideas. For example, instead of saying, "Our organization aims to implement a strategic framework for operational excellence," say, "We will focus on improving teamwork and efficiency to get better results." Clear communication makes a leader's message stronger. 2. Use positive and inspiring language. The way you say something affects how people feel. Negative language makes people lose motivation. Solution: focus on solutions, not just problems. Use words that encourage and support others. Show appreciation for people's efforts. For example, instead of saying, "We failed to meet our goal, and this is disappointing," say, "We didn't reach our goal this time, but we learned valuable lessons. Let's use this knowledge to improve next time." Positive language keeps teams motivated. 3. Be open to feedback and different perspectives. Great leaders don't just talk, they listen. A leader who ignores feedback will lose people's trust. Solution: ask for opinions and ideas from others. Show that you value different perspectives. Be willing to change your approach based on feedback. For example, instead of saying, "This is my decision, and that's final," Say, "I'd love to hear your thoughts on this," before we move forward. Leaders who listen earn respect and build stronger teams. How to inspire and motivate others. With your words, some people can speak for hours, but their words don't move people. Others say just a few sentences and inspire everyone. The difference is how they communicate. Here are 3 ways to inspire and motivate others through communication. 1. Share a strong vision. People are motivated by purpose. A strong vision gives people direction, solution. Be clear about your goals and why they matter. Use stories and examples to bring your vision to life. Show confidence and passion in your words. For example, instead of saying, "We need to increase sales by 20% this quarter," say, "Imagine if we could grow our sales by 20%. That would mean more opportunities for all of us and a stronger company. Let's work together to make it happen." A vision turns a task into a mission. 2. Speak with emotion and authenticity. People connect with real emotions, not just facts. When you speak from the heart, people listen. Solution. Use personal stories to illustrate your points. Show passion and enthusiasm in your voice. Be honest and transparent. People respect authenticity. For example, instead of saying, "We need to work harder," say, "I know this is challenging, but I believe in our team. I've seen what we can achieve when we work together, and I know we can do this." Emotion makes words more powerful. 3. Use the power of we. Leaders don't say "I" all the time. They say "we." When you make people feel part of something bigger, they are more motivated. Solution. Listen first before responding. Don't take criticism personally. Focus on solving the issue. Stay respectful, even in difficult conversations. For example, instead of saying, "That's wrong, I don't agree with you," say, "I see your point, but I have a different perspective. Let's find a solution that works for both of us." Emotional intelligence helps you communicate with confidence and respect. Final thoughts for today. So, what have we learned today? Leadership communication requires clarity, positivity, and openness to feedback. Inspiring and motivating others comes from sharing a strong vision and speaking with emotion. Emotional intelligence helps you stay in control and build stronger relationships. So today, try using one of these techniques in your conversations. And remember, a great leader is not just a great speaker. They are a great listener, motivator, and connector. Thank you for joining me in today's episode. This is Anna, and you've been listening to the Royal English Podcast. We are going to focus on something that can take your communication skills to the next level. How to communicate effectively in stressful situations. How to stay calm and confident under pressure. How to handle difficult conversations with ease. Because let's be honest, we all face stressful situations at work, at home, or in social interactions. Many people struggle to stay calm when emotions are high. Good communicators know how to manage stress and respond with confidence. So, in today's episode, I will show you how to communicate effectively, even in high-pressure situations. If you are ready, let's begin. Why communication becomes difficult under stress? Have you ever noticed that when you're stressed, your communication changes? You might speak too fast or too loudly. You might say things you don't mean. You might freeze and not know what to say. This happens because stress affects our ability to think clearly. Our brain goes into fight or flight mode. We react emotionally instead of logically. We lose control of our tone and body language. The key is learning how to control stress before it controls you. Let's talk about how to do that. How to stay calm and confident under pressure. Effective communication under stress is a skill you can develop. Here are 3 powerful techniques to help you stay calm and in control. 1. Take a deep breath before responding. When we're stressed, we often react too quickly. A short pause helps us respond thoughtfully instead of emotionally. Solution. Before answering, take a slow, deep breath. Count to 3 in your head. Focus on staying calm and collected. For example, instead of reacting with frustration and saying, "That's not what I meant," pause, breathe, and say, "Let's take a moment to clarify what I was trying to say." A deep breath gives you time to think and respond better. 2. Control your tone and body language. Your words are important, but your tone and body language matter even more. If your voice sounds angry or defensive, people will react negatively. Solution. Keep your voice steady and calm. Maintain open body language. Don't cross your arms or frown. Make eye contact to show confidence. For example, instead of raising your voice and saying, "I'm telling you, that's not what happened," say, "I understand there's some confusion. Let's go over this again calmly." A controlled tone makes conversations smoother. 3. Focus on facts, not emotions. When we're stressed, we sometimes exaggerate or blame others. Sticking to facts makes communication more effective. Solution. Use neutral language. Avoid blaming or accusing. State facts clearly instead of making assumptions. If needed, ask for a short break before continuing the conversation. For example, instead of saying, "You never listen to me," say, "I feel like my point wasn't fully understood. Can I explain it again?" Focusing on facts instead of emotions prevents unnecessary conflicts. How to handle difficult conversations with ease. Some conversations are naturally stressful. Giving bad news, discussing a mistake, handling a disagreement. But strong communicators know how to navigate these conversations smoothly. Here's how. 1. Prepare. Before the conversation. Going into a difficult conversation without preparation leads to confusion. Thinking ahead helps you communicate with clarity. Solution. Write down your key points before the conversation. Think about possible reactions and how you'll respond. Stay focused on finding a solution, not just discussing the problem. For example, instead of saying, "I don't know how to tell you this, but you made a big mistake," say, "I'd like to discuss something that can help us improve our process." Preparation leads to better outcomes. 2. Use the I statement technique. Many conflicts start when people feel blamed or attacked. The I statement technique helps you express concerns without making the other person defensive. Solution: instead of saying, "You didn't do your part," say, "I felt stressed because I was expecting more support." Instead of saying, "You always interrupt me," say, "I feel unheard when I can't finish my point." This technique shifts the focus from blame to understanding. 3. Stay solution-focused. The goal of difficult conversations is to solve problems, not create more. Solution: after discussing the issue, shift the conversation to solutions. Ask, "How can we improve this situation moving forward?" End the conversation on a positive note. For example, instead of saying, "This keeps happening and it's frustrating," say, "How can we prevent this from happening again in the future?" Focusing on solutions leads to better relationships and teamwork. How to communicate effectively in high-pressure situations. Sometimes we don't have time to prepare. Stressful situations happen suddenly. Here's how to handle them like a pro. 1. Slow down your speech when we're nervous. We tend to speak too fast. Slowing down helps you sound more confident and in control. Solution: speak slightly slower than usual. Take small pauses between sentences. If you forget what to say, take a deep breath instead of rushing. For example, instead of rushing and saying, what I meant was," pause and say, "That's a great question. Let me explain it clearly." A slower pace gives you time to organize your thoughts. 2. Ask clarifying questions. If someone is being aggressive or unclear, don't assume. Ask questions. Solution: say, "Can you clarify what you mean?" Say, "Let me make sure I understand correctly." Are you saying? Asking questions helps control the conversation. For example, instead of reacting emotionally and saying, "That's not fair," say, "Can you explain why you feel that way? I'd like to understand your perspective." Clarifying questions turn conflicts into constructive conversations. 3. End the conversation with confidence. No matter how stressful the conversation is, end it professionally. Solution: summarize key points. So we've agreed to thank the person for their time. I appreciate your thoughts on this. And on a positive note, let's move forward with this plan. Ending confidently leaves a good impression. Final thoughts for today. So, what have we learned today? Staying calm under pressure helps you communicate more effectively. Managing tone, body language, and word choice makes difficult conversations easier. Preparing for tough discussions helps you stay in control. Focusing on solutions instead of blame leads to better results. Asking clarifying questions prevents misunderstandings. So today, try using one of these techniques in your conversations. And remember, great communication isn't just about what you say. It's about how you say it, especially under pressure. Thank you for joining me in today's episode. This is Anna, and you've been listening to the Royal English Podcast. We are going to focus on something that can transform the way you connect with others. How to improve communication in relationships. How to express yourself clearly and listen actively. How to build deeper connections through effective communication. Because let's be honest, many relationships struggle because of poor communication, misunderstandings, assumptions, and lack of listening create distance. Strong communication can strengthen trust, connection, and happiness. So in today's episode, I will show you how to communicate better in your personal relationships. If you are ready, let's begin. Why communication is the key to strong relationships. Have you ever had a situation where you said something, but the other person understood it differently? You felt unheard or ignored in a conversation. A small disagreement turned into a big argument. These things happen because of communication gaps. The good news is, good communication is a skill that can be learned. When you improve communication, your relationships improve too. Let's talk about how to do that. How to express yourself clearly in relationships. Many people struggle to say what they really mean. Some people keep their feelings inside and expect others to understand. Others express themselves in a way that sounds rude or aggressive. The key is to be honest, but also kind. Here are 3 ways to express yourself clearly. 1. Use I statements instead of you statements. You statements sound like blame and make people defensive. I statements focus on your feelings and create understanding. Example, you never listen to me. Sounds like an attack. I feel unheard when I don't get a chance to share my thoughts. Sounds respectful. This small change in wording makes a big difference. 2. Be specific, not vague. Many arguments happen because of unclear communication. Example, you don't care about me. Vague and emotional. I felt hurt when you didn't call me back last night. Specific and clear. Being specific helps the other person understand exactly what's wrong. 3. Use a calm and respectful tone. Words are important, but how you say them matters even more. Solution. Speak in a calm and steady tone. Avoid yelling, sarcasm, or a harsh voice. If you feel too emotional, take a short break before speaking. When you speak with kindness, people listen more openly. How to be a better listener in relationships. Good communication is not just about talking, it's also about listening. Many people listen to respond instead of listening to understand. When people feel truly heard, they feel valued and respected. Here are 3 ways to be a better listener. 1. Give full attention. Avoid distractions. Put away your phone and make eye contact. Nod or say small words like "I see" or "That makes sense" to show you're engaged. Listening actively makes the other person feel important. 2. Don't interrupt. Wait for your turn. Many people start thinking about their response while the other person is still talking. This makes them miss the real message. Solution: let the person finish speaking before responding. If you don't understand something, ask for clarification instead of assuming. Being patient improves understanding. 3. Repeat or summarize what you heard. This technique helps prevent misunderstandings. Example: if your partner says, "I feel stressed because I have too many things to do," instead of saying, "Well, I have a lot to do too," sounds dismissive. Try saying, "I hear that you're feeling overwhelmed. How can I help?" Shows empathy. Repeating what you heard makes the other person feel understood. How to handle disagreements in relationships. Disagreements happen in every relationship. The key is how you handle them. Here are 3 ways to communicate better during conflicts. 1. Stay calm and avoid yelling. Minutes get worse when voices get louder. If things get too heated, take a short break and return to the conversation later. Solution: take deep breaths to stay calm. Say, "Let's take a moment and talk about this calmly." Calm discussions lead to solutions. 2. Focus on solving the problem, not attacking the person. Instead of blaming, look for solutions together. Example: "You're always late and I can't trust you." Sounds personal and hurtful. It's important for me that we respect each other's time. How can we improve this? Focuses on a solution. When you approach a problem as a team, conflicts become easier to solve. 3. End on a positive note. Don't let small disagreements damage your relationship. Solution: after discussing a problem, say something positive. Example: "I appreciate that we can talk about this openly." Ending with kindness strengthens the relationship. Final thoughts for today. So, what have we learned today? Strong relationships are built on clear and respectful communication. I statements prevent blame and create understanding. Listening actively makes others feel valued. Handling conflicts with calmness leads to better solutions. Ending conversations on a positive note strengthens trust. So today, try using one of these techniques in your conversations. And remember, great relationships are not built in one day. They are built through small moments of good communication. Thank you for joining me in today's episode. This is Anna, and you've been listening to the Royal English Podcast. We are going to focus on something that can improve both your personal and professional life. How to communicate effectively in a team. How to collaborate with different personalities. How to handle disagreements in group discussions. Because let's be honest, many people struggle to work well with others. Miscommunication in teams leads to confusion and frustration. Good communication helps teams succeed and build strong relationships. So, in today's episode, I will show you how to communicate better in team settings. If you are ready, let's begin. Why communication is essential in teamwork. Have you ever worked on a team where people didn't listen to each other? Tasks weren't clear and deadlines were missed. Small misunderstandings caused big problems. These issues happen because of poor communication. Good communication in teams leads to better collaboration and problem solving, stronger trust and relationships, fewer misunderstandings and conflicts. Let's talk about how to improve teamwork communication, how to communicate effectively in a team. Working with a team requires clear, respectful, and proactive communication. Here are 3 ways to improve team communication. 1. Be clear and direct in your messages. Many team problems happen because of unclear communication. Instead of assuming people understand, make sure your message is clear. Solution. When giving instructions, be specific. Instead of saying, "Finish this soon," say, "Please complete this by Friday at 5 p.m. When sharing ideas, be concise. Instead of talking in circles, get to the point quickly. When writing emails or messages, double-check for clarity before sending. Clarity prevents confusion and mistakes. 2. Listen actively and respect other opinions in teams. Everyone has different ideas, and not everyone will agree. Good teamwork happens when people listen and respect each other. Solution. When someone is speaking, give them full attention. Avoid interrupting or thinking about your response while they talk. Acknowledge different viewpoints, even if you disagree. Say, "I see your point. Here's another perspective." Ask clarifying questions to make sure you understand. Can you explain what you mean by that? Respectful listening improves teamwork and trust. 3. Use positive and constructive feedback. Many people don't know how to give feedback in a way that helps others improve. Negative feedback can make people defensive, while constructive feedback helps them grow. Solution. Instead of saying, "You did this wrong," say, "Here's one way to improve this." Instead of saying, "This presentation is bad," say, "I think adding more examples would make it stronger." Always balance feedback with positive encouragement. "You did great in this part, and here's one way to make it even better." Constructive feedback helps teams learn and improve. How to collaborate with different personalities. Every team has different personalities. Some people are confident and outspoken, while others are quiet and reserved. To communicate effectively with different people, you need to adapt. Here's how. If you work with someone very talkative, be patient and let them express their ideas, but also set boundaries if needed. "I love hearing your ideas. Let's also hear from others." If you work with someone very quiet, encourage them to share their thoughts. "I'd love to hear your perspective on this." If you work with someone who is always critical, don't take their words personally. Stay professional and ask for solutions. "I hear your concern. How do you think we can fix this?" Adapting to different personalities helps teams work smoothly. How to handle disagreements in a team. Disagreements happen in every team. The key is handling them professionally and respectfully. Here's how. Focus on the issue, not the person. Instead of saying, "You're wrong," say, "I see it differently. Here's why." Find common ground. We both want this project to succeed. Let's find a solution that works for everyone. Stay calm and respectful, even if others don't. Let's keep this discussion productive and find a solution together. Handling disagreements well makes you a valuable team player. Final thoughts for today. So, what have we learned today? Clear communication prevents team confusion. Active listening builds stronger team relationships. Constructive feedback helps people improve. Adapting to different personalities improves teamwork. Handling disagreements professionally leads to better collaboration. A great team is built on great communication. So today, try using one of these techniques in your team discussions. And remember, good communication doesn't just help teams work better, it helps teams succeed together. Thank you for joining me in today's episode. This is Anna, and you've been listening to the Royal English Podcast. Hello again, and welcome to the final episode of our Effective Communication series on the Royal English Podcast. Over the past episodes, we have explored the foundations of clear and confident communication, the importance of active listening and emotional intelligence, how to communicate effectively in professional settings, how to handle conflicts and difficult conversations, how to improve communication in relationships and teamwork. But today, as we conclude this series, let's reflect on the key lessons and how you can continue improving your communication skills every day. Why communication matters more than ever. Communication is at the heart of everything we do. It helps us express our thoughts, feelings, and ideas. It allows us to build meaningful connections with others. It helps us solve problems, work in teams, and succeed in both personal and professional life. When you improve your communication, you improve every part of your life. Key lessons from this series. Here are the most important takeaways from our journey. Communication is a skill you can develop. No one is born a great communicator. With practice, anyone can improve. Listening is just as important as speaking. People don't just want to hear you, they want to feel heard. Clarity and confidence make a difference. Speak with purpose. Express yourself clearly. Avoid unnecessary words. Nonverbal communication matters. Your body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice affect how people perceive you. Respect and empathy build strong relationships. Whether in work or personal life, showing respect makes conversations more meaningful. Handling conflicts with calmness and logic leads to better solutions. Disagreements are natural. The way you manage them shows your communication strength. Adapting to different communication styles improves teamwork. Some people are direct, others are more reserved. Adjusting your approach makes interactions smoother. How to keep improving. Now that you've learned these strategies, how can you continue to grow? Practice daily. Every conversation is an opportunity to improve. Get feedback. Ask friends or colleagues how you can communicate better. Observe great communicators. Learn from speakers, leaders, and those who inspire you. Read and listen. Books, podcasts, and courses on communication can give you new insights. Step out of your comfort zone. Try public speaking, networking, or difficult conversations with confidence. Final words, great. Communication is not about talking more. It's about talking with purpose. It's about understanding others and making meaningful connections. So, as we close this series, I encourage you to take action. Apply what you've learned. Keep improving. Use communication as a tool to build better relationships, careers, and communities. Thank you for joining me in this journey on the Royal English Podcast. This is Anna, and I hope to see you again in future episodes. Until then, keep communicating with confidence, clarity, and kindness.